Great. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our 2025 Within Our Reach. And we're very excited to see you today. So our theme, we always work hard to find a theme that is relevant and resonates with people. And the theme today is about effective communication with the title, What Have You Left Unsaid? So we'll be talking during the day in various ways about new strategies of communication so that you can become a better expert in your health, a better self-advocate, a better self-manager. There are our staff from the University of Maryland and volunteers are here to assist you through the day. And here you can see black shirts with Within Our Reach logos that they are wearing if you need any assistance. Okay, so what's new today? We always try to respond to evaluations and make sure that we are updating our program. So as Christina said a few moments ago, there are conversation starters that are on your table. And are those the green sheets, Christina? Okay, so on the green sheets, one of our main missions for today, one of our main aims is to facilitate networking between all of you. So please use those conversation starters because sometimes it is hard to start a conversation with a group, and that will help you get started. Today we're going to have, as always, we look for new topics from our group of physicians to talk about today. And we will, as I said, focus on improving your communication skills. And we also have some new workshop offerings, including a Parkinson's cognition workshop. So we have found a wonderful keynote speaker today. And what we have is something truly unique, which is instead of a keynote speaker, we have a keynote play. And the play is called What I Didn't Say. And after the play, there's going to be a Q&A or talk back section so that if you have things that jump to your mind as you're watching the play, jot them down. We'll have then our presentations from the University of Maryland neurologists. We'll have breakout workshops. There are 4 different workshops simultaneously. You have signed up for one of them, and I'm sure there'll be signage, and our volunteers can help you find the rooms. There will be breaks between our sessions, and that's great for you to use for networking and to visit our vendor tables outside. So I'm going to go through the different aspects of the agenda in more detail. The first is we're very happy to have Matthew Moore with us to present our keynote play. Matthew Moore is the person who actually wrote the play. He also is acting in the play, and so you will be seeing and hearing a lot from him. The play is called What I Didn't Say, A Journey Through Parkinson's Awareness. He's going to focus on things again like communication and the power of relationships. We have, as I said, 4 different options for the workshops. The first is a PD chair yoga led by Susie Hurley. Another second, a PD exercise class led by Ken Jones. I'll give you more information about these in a moment. So the PD chair yoga in this workshop is more focused on gentler activity and exercise. So it's modified yoga poses and mobility while performed while seated in a chair. And the emphasis will be on improving mobility and body awareness, flexibility, strength, focused attention, and ability to relax. The PD exercise class by Ken Jones, and we thank all of our leaders very, very much for attending today. So Ken Jones is going to be working a bit more, I think it is a bit more, not strenuous, however, a bit more physical activity than the modified yoga. And he will be using modeling and mental imagery and cues and feedback. And we'll focus on strength, flexibility, coordination, gait and balance, posture, also important in Parkinson's disease. Workshop 3 is a care partner workshop. It's being led by 3 session leaders, Julianne Dobbs, Kathy Picorni, and James Stevens. And here, of course, our goal is to facilitate interaction among care partners. There often isn't enough opportunity for care partners to interact and network. And some of the focus areas of the workshop will be discussing whether care partner support groups are helpful, learning communication strategies for care partnering, and then there will be breakout groups with Q&A. And finally, workshop 4 is our Parkinson's Disease Cognition Lab entitled Cognitive Wellness in Parkinson's Disease, Cognitive Strategies and Beyond. And this will be led by Drs. Dukes, Inscore, and Lee Wilk. So in this workshop, you'll be learning about cognitive rehabilitation from our University of Maryland and VA neuropsychologists. And you'll be actually participating in some stimulating cognitive activities so that you can maybe, hopefully, take some of this information home with you. If you don't have any interest in the 4 topics, or if you just feel that you need a break and time to relax, we're offering that opportunity. A relaxation room will be available between 11:15 and 12 noon. And there you can chat and network with other attendees, do some quiet activities, and just simply take a break in a quiet room with soothing music. And Julie Walker will be there to greet you. So the 2 different neurology presentations from our movement disorder neurologist, the first will be from myself, and I'll be talking about comparing the roles and challenges of being a patient or being a care partner. The second will be a presentation from Dr. Joe Savitt, one of my esteemed colleagues, and he will be talking about the latest updates on the newest Parkinson's therapies and studies. We really could not possibly do this symposium without the sponsorship and support of our symposium sponsors. It's not overstatement to say that the cost per guest would be probably double, if not for the support of the sponsors. And they are at our vendor table, so please visit them and thank them. So they're here outside, as I said. Our keynote address is being sponsored by the company Amneal. And we thank all of our sponsors, including not only Amneal, but also AbbVie, Medtronic, Acadia, Supernus Pharmaceuticals, and APDA, which is the American Parkinson's Disease Association. I want to acknowledge the entire University of Maryland Movement and Memory Disorders team. That includes, I'm sure many of you are acquainted with our neurologists, Paul Fishman, Stephen Rich, Joe Savitt, Emily Schulman, everybody asks, no relation, myself, and Reiner von Kolm. Our neuropsychologists, Anjali Inscore, our neurosurgeons, Howard Eisenberg and Alex Sensovsky, our psychiatrist, Yu Dong, our nurse practitioner, Lindsay Murator, our movement disorder nurses, Des Easley and Jessica Mersinger, our administrative team, Dawn Daniel and Erica Johnson, and our research team, Michelle Sines, Christina Cooper, Hannah Thomas, and Rebecca Weimer. And most of those people are here today, so please greet them. So let me tell you about the Within Our Reach Planning Committee. So, things don't happen, magically. Instead, it does take a lot of planning and a lot of work. And we have a wonderful planning committee that meets regularly and works hard to choose not only an interesting and innovative theme, interesting, innovative keynote, but also new workshops as well. It would be easy enough for us to do the same thing every year and just completely just keep on repeating, and that would make it just much, much easier. But instead, we go back to scratch and we work hard to create a novel program that's up to date for you. So the members of our planning committee are myself, but our program chair is Christina Cooper, who you'll see around, Greg Baker, all these people are here, Tom Bigford, Des Easley, John Hurley, Hannah Thomas, Julie Walker, and Rebecca Weimer. And I want to take a moment in particular to talk about Christina Cooper, who has, really is the engine that drives this. And Christina, are you here? Because I want you to come up. And while you come up, you can bring that red box I forgot to bring. It's on my chair. Okay, so how many people here have organized events for about 100 people or more? Anybody else have done this? So, if you've ever organized events like this, you know that it is extremely, it's a huge headache. And, so we have a great team and we're all dedicated and we're all committed to helping Christina, except that there always has to be one person who is the person who is absorbing all the stress, the logistics, the financing, the coordination, and losing sleep, and the rest of us are thinking it's just going, peachy. So, Christina's been doing this for years, and, without you doing this, there would be no Within Our Reach. I want everybody to acknowledge the debt of gratitude we have to Christina. So that you can remember this all year long and have the energy for the next one. I want to present you with this award, which says, Christina Cooper, WOR Program Director, you make it possible. You're so welcome. Okay, so, so I just want to encourage all of you to make the most of a wonderful day at Within Our Reach. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out today for this important event. So happy that you're here. So right now, I'm going to take a few moments to honor one of our Within Our Reach Planning Committee members. So I want to honor the life of John Hurley. Some of you may have known John. Unfortunately, he passed away suddenly on Thursday, September 4th, from a health issue that was completely unrelated to Parkinson's disease. John served as a volunteer on the committee for over 10 years. During that time, I had a chance to get to know him personally, and he truly became my friend. He was instrumental in helping plan all of the symposiums over the years, and he often thought of new ideas to bring hope into the community and positivity. In fact, he recommended our keynote guests today, Matthew Moore and Krista Stauffer, for this year's program. He was so excited about the program this year that when he was watching Matthew's play, that it gave him a different perspective on how hope, resilience, and open communication could help in his PD journey. John was very passionate about bringing the same message to all of you here today in an innovative and creative way through the power of arts and theater. John was a special part of our team. He wasn't just a person living with Parkinson's to us. He was our friend and colleague. He was a research study volunteer committed to helping advance new treatment options in PD. And he was a dedicated volunteer for our planning committee who really cared about helping the PD community through these yearly symposiums. Most of all, John was a kind man who is dedicated to sharing wisdom and hope, not just with the Parkinson community, but with all of us. The faculty and staff here at the University of Maryland will truly miss him. I would also like to take this time to acknowledge John's wife, Susie. As you may have noticed during the introductory presentation today, Susie will be teaching our chair yoga workshop. Please say a kind word to her if you see her today. Give her some encouragement. We wanted to honor John by being here today, and we appreciate her coming, even though she is, she lost her husband so recently. Susie, we know, knowing John, we know how meaningful it would be for him that you're here today to help, and we sincerely thank you for providing your wellness services today. Thank you so much. Okay, now for the main event. So I would like to introduce our keynote guests and actors for our keynote presentation today, who will be performing the dynamic play titled What I Didn't Say, A Journey Through Parkinson's. So first, I would like to introduce Krista Stauffer. She is an Audubon Theater graduate, and she's an actor, coach, director, producer, casting director, intimacy choreographer, and probably should take a vacation. She has performed professionally with Short North Stage, Catco, Available Light Theater, CCT, as well as in several films, commercials, and industrials. She is represented by Hyman Talent, Wink Talent, and the Talent Group in Pittsburgh. Krista teaches privately in her studio for all ages, on stage and screen. Up next, she will be on stage traveling the nation with What I Didn't Say, the Parkinson's play. And then Matthew Moore, he is our keynote speaker for today. He is also an actor, educator, comedian, and the founder of Lamp and Light Productions. He wrote an award-winning play about Parkinson's titled What I Didn't Say, A Journey Through Parkinson's, which has toured the country with nearly 40 performances in 8 states. He has also written a stand-up comedy act on Parkinson's with help from a grant awarded by the Ohio Arts Council. His latest project is turning the stage play into a screenplay to create the first ever feature-length narrative film about Parkinson's. Matthew has a Master's of Fine Arts in Acting from the George Washington University and has toured the country raising awareness about Parkinson's through the power of the arts. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in March of 2019. So please put your hands together and welcome our guests to the stage. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for clapping for someone you don't even know. I was diagnosed in 2019 and underwent a battery of tests. I'm going to tell a quick story and then we're going to get on with the show. Perhaps you've taken what I'm talking about, which is a neuropsychological exam. Anyone taken one of those? Yeah, they're a doozy. Takes 3 hours, tests all your mental faculties. Well, one part of the test in particular asks you to name as many words as you can in a minute that start with the same letter. So the person administering the exam to me said, let's use the letter F. And I thought, well, I've got one. No. But then I remembered that in college, I had memorized a story called The Parable in F, which told the story of the prodigal son, using words that start with F, only good ones. So I thought, real quick, man, I'll just go through that story one word at a time. I'll have all the F words that I need. And then I thought, no, you should tell me, you say a different letter. Then I thought, no, I'm doing it. So that's what I did. I went through the story, one word at a time. She's furiously writing down all the F words. We get to the end of a minute and she says, wow, you know a lot of words that start with F. And I said, fortunately. So I'm going to tell you that story today just to loosen me up a little bit up here, help you have a chuckle. So here it is, without any of the bad words. A parable in F, the story of the prodigal son. Feeling footloose and frisky, a feather-brained fella forced his fond father to fork over his farthings. He flew far to foreign fields and frittered his fortune, feasting fabulously with faithless friends. But facing famine and fleeced by his fellows in folly, he found himself a fee-flinger in a filthy farmyard. He feigned he would have filled his frame, but foraged fruit from the fodder fragments. Phooey! My father's flunkies fare far fancier, the frazzled fugitive fume fervently, facing facts. Well, filled with foreboding, and fully famished, he fled forthwith to his father. He fell at his father's feet and cried, "Father, my health flunked and fruitlessly forfeited family favor." Well, the faithful father figure, forestalling further flinching, frantically flagged the flunkies to fetch forth the finest fatlings and fix a feast. While the fault-finding frater, that's the brother, the fault-finding frater frowned on the fickle forgiveness of the faithful father, and his fury flashed, but fuming was futile. For the faithful father's figure said forcefully, "What forbids fervent festivities? The fugitive is found. Unfurl the flags with flare, let fun and frolic freely flow. Former failures are forgotten, and forgiveness forms the foundation for future fortune." I'm finally finished. So if you're going to have a neuropsychological exam, just remember the F word story and don't say anything in the bad one. Well, I'm glad you're here. Glad I'm here. We're going to learn today about communication and Parkinson's together. So sit back, relax, enjoy the performance.
Started just over 10 years ago. Just an ordinary moment. I was driving. Paul usually drives, but I picked him up from somewhere. When all of a sudden I hear this strange tapping sound, not loud, just regular, kind of sound like you picked up something in a tire. Do you hear that, I said?
No, what?
When all of a sudden it just stopped. You didn't hear that just now? That
Oh,
sounded like we picked up a nail.
I don't think so.
Huh. 15 seconds later, it starts up again. That! Tell me you hear that!
No, what?
I'm pulling over. As soon as I stopped the car, I looked over at Paul and I could see what it was. It's your foot. It's tapping.
It was my foot. It was tapping like this against the bottom of the car door. What I said was, maybe I better switch to decaf. Or maybe your driving is making me nervous. What I didn't say was my foot's been doing this a lot the last few weeks. Sometimes I can make it stop, sometimes I can't. It's like it's got a mind of its own. And I'm worried. No, didn't say any of that. You know, looking back at that moment, that was a small thing, but that was a turning point. Really, it was the beginning of my Parkinson's journey.
Our journey. Our journey. Don't you dare say it was just you.
At first, I was in complete denial. It was too little sleep, too much stress, too much caffeine, and, it wasn't all that bad. My hand and foot would tremor intermittently, but it would always tremor when I was in a car, going number 2, watching Buckeye football.
Oh, the football games? His tremor was nuts. It was dinner and a show, let me tell you.
All right, I'm the comedian here, not you. Yeah, it was bad, but I could always turn it off if I really focused on it. We did have a friend who looked at me and said, "Parkinson's." So I Googled it, nearly wet my pants and promised never to Google it again, but that was just enough.
And he does mean just enough.
Just enough for me to book an appointment with a neurologist. Let's call her, Dr. A.
He put on quite a show with that first appointment.
Hey Doc, I got one for you. Why did the neurologist go on an African safari?
Because he wanted to study the hippocampus.
Why do neurologists think they're God?
Because they can turn any animal into a vegetable. I've heard them all.
Let's see. Donald Trump, Mother Teresa, and a neurologist walk into a bar. The bar. Never mind. All this time, my foot was going like it was in the car on the way over. Dr. A looks down. Yeah, that. Nerves, I guess. Or maybe it's the white coat syndrome. I can make it stop.
We're going to run through a couple of tests. I'd like you to take your thumb and your first finger, tap as quickly as you can. And with the left,
I was never so determined to pass a test in all my life.
flip back and forth.
I laughed, I joked, I flirted. Hey, Doc.
He seemed a little dialed up. With the right,
I brought every ounce of my being into doing exactly what she was showing me to do, even better than she could do it, but I could tell something wasn't quite right. Something wasn't quite right at all.
next appointment, I have the results of your MRI.
Her back was to me. My foot was going 90 miles an hour, and this time my left leg got in on the action. But seeing her there, looking at my MRI, it looked like I was in an episode of Grey's Anatomy. There she was, my very own Dr. Grey, there to save the day.
Well, I'm not seeing any brain lesions or tumors.
Well, I could have told you that, Doc. And I just blurted it out like a complete idiot.
I paused long enough to let him feel bad. There is some brain atrophy. I don't think it's Parkinson's, though. You're too young. Most likely essential tremor. That or overwork, too much stress.
Overwork. Overwork. That was it. I knew I liked her.
I'm going to write you a prescription for Mirapex. I want you to take it twice a day with or without food, and we'll see what happens. The brain is a mystery.
I went home. I never took a single pill. You know, in my opinion, the brain should be a little less mysterious to somebody making $300,000 a year.
But it was Parkinson's. Somewhere deep down, I knew it, and I'm sure he knew it too. But even still, it took another year. A year to get confirmation from a different doctor. A year that I spent begging, pleading, threatening.
What she said was, find a real doctor or I'm going to kill you. I'm quoting, but I still didn't go.
What you did, Paul, was waste a year of our lives. Why? For what? Parkinson's disease is a neurodegenerative condition. It only has one trajectory. And that's why after a year, Paul couldn't hold a newspaper anymore. He could pick it up, but he would shake so badly that he couldn't read it. You could hear him a mile away on the computer, quadruple clicking on the mouse. Anything that required finesse, out. He couldn't do it. Riding a motorcycle to Denver, went to riding it around the block, went to riding it once a month, went to storing it in the garage.
I'm just selling it to my knucklehead brother-in-law because I didn't want to see it or think about it, or do the math on however fast this, whatever it was progressing. You know, my co-worker had the cojones to go to my boss and say,
You gotta do something about Paul. He's starting to scare the clients with his whatever it is. You seen him give a presentation lately? We're losing business because people think he's a drug addict.
to his credit, my boss told him to shut up or report me to HR. Shaking because I'm a drug addict? I may be shaking, but I can still pound his skull into the ground.
We kind of had a point, Paul. I mean, they don't know what's going on with you. We don't know what's going on with you. We don't know, and I'm getting to the place where I have to know. I don't want to, neither of us do, but I have to know, and I can't keep worrying and wondering when I'm going to wake up and you'll be dead next
What are you
week.
talking about? I'm not dying, Marty. That's ridiculous.
Is it, Paul? That's the point. I can't keep asking you because you seem to think that not knowing makes it not real. So make an appointment with a doctor and find out what's going on because I don't know how much longer I can take this. Sorry, just what's going on. I'm your wife, and I can't just sit by and watch you suffer. I won't.
I can't do it without her. That's for certain.
Dr. Ferguson.
Oh, hi, Dr. Ferguson. Hey, have you heard the joke about the, never mind. We go through the getting to know you stuff, and then,
Okay, we're gonna run a couple of tests. Here's what I'd like you to do. Stand up and go to the end of the room there. Yep, just right there. And I'm gonna have you walk a straight line all the way to here. Go ahead and turn around and come on back. Great, come back and take a seat. And with your right heel, I'd like you to dig into the ground as quickly as you can. Okay, with the left. Okay, and I want you to follow the end of my pen here with your eyes.
I didn't know why on earth she was checking my eyesight. Until I looked at her face and realized she wasn't looking into my eyes, she was looking at my hand, which was chummering. I was just about to call her out on this little trick when she said the words,
You've got Parkinson's.
I knew I had it, and I still was not ready for that. She knew right away.
Sorry, Paul. I wouldn't say it if I didn't know it was real. Let's run a couple more tests.
The other doctor said I was too young.
You're not. It's early onset. It's not all that uncommon. Let's run a couple more tests.
I just would rather not, if you don't mind.
Okay. Well, I have to get a baseline, but we can do that next time.
You know, it's kind of a relief, actually.
Is it? Tell me more.
So, it's Parkinson's. I feel a sense of relief. I wasn't expecting that. I guess now we know.
Yeah, that's what we said. We just have to know.
And knowledge is power.
I mean, I'm sorry. I know it's a relief to know, but it's still effing Parkinson's.
Well, we're in trouble if you're saying effing.
Paul, listen to me. I'm not going to leave you. We're going to fight this thing together.
I know. That's what I said. What I didn't say was, I don't believe you. Because, well, I don't want to believe you because I don't want to believe me. I don't want to believe any of it. Sounds like a bad Hallmark card to me. Parkinson's? What did I do? What did I do to deserve this? Day one of I have Parkinson's. Off to a very good start. I said I'd never Google it again, but now it's all I can do. So, let's see here. Parkinson's disease was first medically described as a neurological syndrome by James Parkinson in 1817. It's considered blah, 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 blah. Okay, the second most common neurological condition. I didn't know that. Over 1 million Americans have PD. All right, losers. Let's see. Parkinson's has 5 stages. Now we're getting to it. Stage 1. Mild symptoms such as tremor with little interference of daily life. Stage 2. Symptoms on both sides of the body. Stage 3. Falls are more common. Daily activities are significantly impaired. Stage 4. Symptoms are severe and limiting. Sufferers are unable to live alone. Sufferers. That's quite a word. Let's see, stage 5. Oh, Lord help me. All right, here we go. Hey, wait a minute. You want to hear this?
I gotta go to the store.
No, look, the top 7 benefits of having Parkinson's.
What?
Well, there's got to be a benefit or two. I don't know. Number 1, you're great at drawing Polaroid pictures.
What?
Yeah.
That's obscure.
Number 2, all your food is mouth-watering.
What does that even mean?
Oh, like drooling, I guess. Number 3, you're the envy of the room with your soft voice. Number 4, you can't smell your grandkids' dirty diapers.
Loss of smell. You haven't had that yet.
Yeah, well, I'm not a grandpa. Number 5, in the bedroom, you're the best at...
What?
It's dirty.
What is it?
No, even if I could do this, I wouldn't do this.
Okay, now I have to find out what
No. Do your own research. Number 6, you can paint like Jackson Pollock.
Oh, yeah.
And number 7, your facial expression makes you look like a deep thinker.
Oh, suddenly the comedian is an intellectual. Can't wait for that.
Yes, can't wait for that.
I have to go.
It doesn't take much research into Parkinson's to know that exercise is key. It's as good as medication, according to some. My neuro looked me in the eye and said, exercise is your full-time job, so get cracking. So I signed up for a PD exercise class before Marty has a chance to threaten me with bodily injury. So I arrived at the class feeling pretty gung-ho, I'm doing all right. Doing okay. I've got Parkinson's, but this is step number 1. Evidently, the instructor has given everybody a superhero's name because after introducing me by my real name, he suddenly starts referring to me as Batman. And I think, all right, I can roll with that. I'm Batman. As I look around the room, I realize this is the first time I've been around other Parkies, as they say. A whole room full of them. Which I think is supposed to be comforting on some level. Like we're all fellow sufferers, we're all in this together. But as the class begins, I realize I've made a mistake in coming here. Because nearly half the class is worse off than I am. 10 minutes in, and Thor's tremor is off the chart, and Wonder Woman's got no balance, and we're all slow as molasses, and it hits me like a ton of bricks. I'm looking at the future me. So, I'm Batman. Let me tell you a little secret about Parkies. We all tend to do the math, and here's what I mean. When 2 Parkinson's patients meet each other, one of the first things they ask is, when were you diagnosed? Which sounds well and good, like you're interested in them and their PD journey, and maybe you are. But what's also happening is you're taking that year and comparing it to your year. Then you're sizing up how bad their symptoms are and comparing it to how bad your symptoms are. Then your feeble, dopamine-deprived brain tries to create a line graph on an XY axis to determine who's getting worse faster and how much faster. If I'm doing better than my newfound friend, well, A+ for me. If I'm doing worse, then get to Dairy Queen on the way home. For a blizzard. Reese's Peanut Butter Cup with extra peanut butter sauce. Because I like to eat my feelings. So the class is a bust. I'm sure they're very nice people, but I can't go back there. I do learn two things. Number one, I'm in really bad shape. And number two, superheroes have a better chance of getting Parkinson's than defeating it. My quarterly appointment with my neuro goes like all of the other quarterly appointments.
Okay, Paul, with the right hand. Go ahead. Okay, with the left.
I can tell I'm getting worse. She's tallying something on the laptop. She doesn't say a word, nor do I.
Okay, I have a note here that says you're going to take the PD exercise class.
Yeah. It was great.
Oh, good, and you're going to keep going?
Yes.
Great. So, how much exercise would you say you're getting a week?
What does We Fit count? Because believe it or not, I still have one of those.
Well, you need to be doing more than that, but I'll make a note of it. And you're using it?
Oh yeah, bowling can get really intense.
Okay, so We Fit and...
Yeah, that's about it.
Except that you're going to be doing the weekly exercise class?
Yes. Yeah, sorry. That was a given.
Okay. Paul, I want you to know that we have a lot of resources available for you here. We can get you set up with a mental health therapist and a social worker. I'm highly recommending a physical therapist for things like gait and balance. Can I have them give you a call?
Sure. I need help. She puts it in her chart, and I get calls and I don't answer them. My time with my neuro, it's kind of a sham. It's expensive to see her even with insurance. So when I'm there, I fake. I lie. I gloss over. I pretend. I say things like, yeah, I'm doing fine. I'll do better next time. And then I go out to my car and I cry. I don't know why I do these things. It's just the nature of the disease. It's so hard to take. You just fake a little optimism because what else is there? She's not getting to know me by asking me key questions, which is fine. She's busy. There's a line of people out the door. But what really gets me at the end of the day, at the end of this conversation, is the fact that I'm not doing all the things that she, the neurologist, wants me to do. And what I don't say to her is, you try it, Doc. You try it. You try to being too stiff, too sore, too sad, too anxious, too depressed, too embarrassed, too heartbroken to do all your stuff. No, I don't say that. I don't even say it to Marty.
So what'd she say?
More meds, I guess.
More Cinemat?
Yeah. More of everything.
And?
And I'm supposed to walk more and lay off dairy.
Did you tell her about the falls, Paul? Paul, did you tell her anything on the list?
I left all this on the
You
nightstand.
forgot the list on the nightstand. You're forgetting things, Paul. You're falling, you're forgetting. You don't sleep at night. When you do sleep, you can't get up. You drive like a drunk.
I don't drive like a
I
drunk.
have the list right up here because I see it every day.
Good grief.
Honey, please, you're getting worse, and you need to tell her about the things on the list.
The list, stupid list. I'm getting worse. Don't you think I know that? I know that better than anybody else. But I can't do all the things she's asked me to do. And I don't really care because it's coming from me out of the way. You want to be married to Michael J. Fox? Yeah, well, I'm not eternally optimistic. And I'm certainly not a lucky man. That's the title of his book.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what to do for you, Paul.
Yeah? Well, I don't know what to do for you. Or for me, Marty.
I don't know what to do for you, Paul. That's what I said. What I didn't say is I don't know who you are anymore, Paul. That's what breaks my heart. The diagnosis first came, I was prepared. I knew he had it, so I wasn't surprised by the diagnosis. Mind you, no one wants to hear you've got Parkinson's, but I can Google with the best of them. Paul has no idea how much time I spent online that first year researching how to become a more supportive partner. And I was ready for him to have more issues. I researched articles on how to offer help without being offensive or belittling, and how to manage a team of people for his care. I made plans to move to a one-story ranch and kept a closer eye on our finances, all of that. But I wasn't ready for Paul not to be Paul. It comes down to the stuff you don't see. The bitterness, the emptiness, the sadness. Paul doesn't tell me how he's feeling or how he's doing. There's a lot of loneliness in that. And he's still snarky. He'll even say, I don't have Parkinson's, I have Snarkinson's. Now he's just mean. Puts on a happy face when he has to. And he has no idea how much he's changed. He outright lies to the neuro about how he's doing, and he would never do that before. And I know she sees through it. But I stopped going to appointments with him because I can't just sit there with this, he's lying to you, look on my face. Our world has shrunk. We don't go out. We don't travel. We don't do things we used to love doing. It's probably better because we would probably kill each other on a road trip. And at the end of the day, I just feel guilty. Picturing this completely different life with this completely different person, it just surprises me. I have this daydream where I meet this doctor. Never mind. Paul thinks I'm going to leave him. If I had a nickel for every time he said, you didn't sign up for this, I would never leave Paul. But this person that Paul's become, it's different. It just is.
I rallied, not a lot, just a little, just enough to rise above the zombie Paul state of fatigue and mild cognitive impairment to try some alternatives. I'm taking enough carbidopa, leave it open to choke a horse, as my dad used to say. Well, all of that led up to Dr. Fearnot. And I'm not making that name up. Whether he legally changed his name just for effect, I'm not really sure. I, at some point, stopped doing research on PubMed and started researching YouTube, where I first saw Dr. Fearnot, who was drawing a large tree on a chalkboard with chalk. I hadn't seen a chalkboard in like 20 years, but it did seem to fit in his office with the lava lamps and the little bags of homemade granola. He had written Paul at the top and then Parkinson's in the middle, and then there were all these little roots that were coming out that had little labels like
inflammation, stress, disordered sleep, toxicity, sugar, insulin resistance.
There were a lot of roots. Then I noticed something peculiar. You know how you can tell if somebody's erased something on a chalkboard? Well, the tree and the roots were perfectly clean and clear. But Paul and Parkinson's had clearly been written in an erased area. That's when it hit me. You know, all these roots, they were all to blame. Didn't matter the disease, didn't matter the patient. These roots were all the same.
And mold.
I'm not allergic to mold. I've been tested.
Paul, I think you'll come to find that everyone is allergic to mold.
What I said was, Dr. Fearnot, I'm sorry. I'm not into this kind of stuff, and it's time for me to go. What I didn't say was, no way on earth, I'm gonna get stung by a bunch of bees, which was one of the therapies. To his credit, he didn't push back. He just said he'd be there when I was ready and gave me a little bag of granola as a consolation prize. I don't know how or why, but it smelled like seaweed.
These roots represent real problems, Paul. We're going to get down to the bottom of your symptoms. We will. You'll start to feel better. Now, I know some of these therapies may seem a bit odd.
Can you cure my Parkinson's?
Well, no one can cure Parkinson's in the true meaning of that word. I'm sorry if I made you think that way.
That sounds about right. I don't know how I made it home. I was crying so hard that I could barely see the road. Yet another sick and twisted side effect of PD, the pseudo-bulbar effect. Look it up. When I got home, there was a post-it note on the counter that said, you need some space, and you need the kind of help that I can't give you. I'm staying at Monica's. Just like that, Marty was gone. And that's when the tears really flowed.
So, Paul, tell me a little about yourself and why you're here today.
My Parkinson's, as you can clearly see. I'm into sales, I'm married or separated, and I'm here today because I'm struggling.
What would you say you're struggling with the most?
Isn't it obvious, Doc? I'm sorry. My symptoms are worse in these kinds of situations.
There's no need to be sorry or self-conscious. I've dealt with a lot of Parkinson's patients in the past, and as an outsider, I understand some of what you're going through.
Yeah? You are not a sufferer.
Suffer. It's quite a word. No, I'm not. Would you say that Parkinson's is causing you to suffer?
It's just a word I found in some article, I'm sorry.
It's a word worth exploring. Do you feel like Parkinson's is causing you to suffer?
Yeah. I've lost a lot of things. They call it the gift that keeps on taking.
I've heard that phrase before. What is it taking from you?
We just jump right in there, don't you, Dad?
We can talk about anything you'd like.
That's all right, that's all right, that's all right. What is it taking? Well, it's taking my life, my job, my sense of confidence in myself. It's taken my sense of smell, my appetite, my face, my voice. On top of all that, it's taken my sanity. And any chance of those things coming back, too.
It's quite a list.
You know, and all that, I'm living on borrowed time. You heard this one, Doc? You get 10 good years, 10 years from when your symptoms start to when it really hits the fan. I'm running out of time.
Well, I happen to think that this is an excellent use of your time. You have to give yourself credit for even coming in today. In my opinion, it shows that you have some thought of things getting better. But I have to say right off the bat that you are suffering, Paul. Parkinson's is a cruel and devastating disease, and you're right, it takes and takes and takes. You feel grief, and you have a right to feel that. You feel loss, and you have a right to feel that. You feel these things because you are a human suffering from Parkinson's. What's your wife's name?
Marty,
Marty. Do you feel like Marty is suffering?
well, she left me.
But has she abandoned you? Let me ask it like this. Do you feel like she's abandoned you? If she were here with us in the room right now, what would she want to say to you?
I think her actions speak pretty loudly.
Just humor me here. I know this is our first appointment, but I think we've tapped into something pretty important. If Marty was here right now, what would she say to you?
What would she say?
I would say, I'm sorry, Paul. I shouldn't have left. But she's right, I am suffering. And sometimes it gets to be too much. These past few weeks, I realized that I'm taking my cues from you, and that when you feel hopeless, so do I. But I'm not going to do that anymore.
I don't have Parkinson's, you do. But I'm not going to leave you even though you would leave you. It's just like I said on day one, this is our journey, different roles, but same path. But this journey is so much easier when you fight. Please, Paul, please try. Just like day one, our journey.
I'm sorry too. On our way home, I remembered a phrase I had used when we were first married. I told people that I had married up, way, way up. And it seemed more true in that moment than ever before. So, our journey continues. I'm not going to look too far behind or too far ahead. I'm going to try to say things that people didn't say is too minimal. I'm going to try to live in the truth of the here and the now. Fear not. You know, I'm going to try.
Thank you, Matthew and Krista, for that powerful performance. Everybody, let's give them another round of applause. Okay, so right now we're going to transition into a break. After the break, we're going to have a question and answer session with Matthew and Krista. In your folders, we have provided index cards. If you would like to write down a specific question that you want to ask them, please write your questions down. When we come back from the break, I'll have team members collect your cards and we'll try to have that Q&A session. Take this time to visit the vendors in the hallway, use the restroom, and write your questions down. We will reconvene in about 15 minutes. Thank you.